The disappearance of Shanann and her 2 daughters quickly made national headlines. Police, friends, and neighbors searched tirelessly, but the more they looked, the more suspicious Chris's behavior became. During interviews, Chris played the role of a desperate husband, pleading on camera for his family's safe return. Shanann, Bella, Celeste, if you're out there, come back. This house isn't complete without you. But behind that seemingly emotional plea was a man hiding a horrifying truth. Investigators noticed inconsistencies in his story. He claimed he and Shanann had an emotional conversation before she vanished, yet couldn't explain her missing phone or the strange activity that morning. Soon, the FBI and the Colorado Bureau of Investigation joined the case. When Chris agreed to take a polygraph test, the examiner told him bluntly, "You should not take this test if you did anything to your family." Chris took it anyway and failed miserably. When confronted with the results, the investigators urged him to tell the truth. After hours of interrogation, Chris broke down. At first, he tried to shift the blame, claiming that after he told Sean he wanted a divorce, she had supposedly hurt the children in a fit of rage and that he killed her in retaliation. But soon, even that lie unraveled. Chris finally admitted to everything. In the early hours of August 13th, after Shanann returned from her trip, he strangled her during an argument. Then, he smothered his 2 daughters, Bella and Celeste, one after the other, as they cried and begged him to stop. He then loaded their bodies into his work truck and drove to an oil site owned by his employer. There, he buried Shanann in a shallow grave and stuffed his daughters' bodies into oil tanks. When investigators recovered the remains days later, the truth shook the entire nation. How could a man who smiled in family photos do something so cold, so calculated? In November 2018, Chris Watts pled guilty to all charges. 5 counts of first-degree murder, unlawful termination of pregnancy, and tampering with a deceased human body. He was sentenced to 5 life sentences without parole. From the outside, it looked like a marriage falling apart. But what truly happened inside that home was the destruction of an entire family at the hands of their protector. Today, Chris Watts lives out his days in prison, haunted by the lives he took and the family he destroyed. Shanann, Bella, Celeste, and baby Nico's memories live on to the people who loved him, and through a painful reminder that sometimes monsters were familiar faces.